Hi, I'm Linda. I'm just back home a couple of weeks after total hip replacement surgery in France. I travelled with Elite Surgery Abroad. When I first got my diagnosis, I had to make choices. I knew it was going to be 2 to 3 years if I waited for total hip replacement surgery on the NHS, and it was going to be very expensive to go privately in the UK. So I did a bit of research to find out what my options were, and fortunately a contact of my husband's was able to put me in touch with Raoul at Elite Surgery Abroad. I think 3 reasons that we picked Elite Surgery Abroad. One was the package, the fact that I'd 5 days in hospital followed by 10 days in a residence with a nurse and a physio coming in every day. The second thing was the fact that it was about 30% cheaper than having this done privately in Scotland. And the third reason was the fact that it could be organised so quickly. It was a matter of weeks from actually getting a diagnosis to having the surgery done. So there was a Teams meeting with Raoul, Louise, Michael and Dr. Rouhani, at which everything was explained. It was more of a consultation prior to travelling to France for the surgery. When we arrived at Beauvais Airport, 2 days before the actual surgery was scheduled, we were picked up and taken to the residence and then taken to the clinic a little bit later on once we'd had the chance to settle into the residence. We were met by Susan, who liaised and interpreted when necessary. We went to X-ray and were given the X-rays within about 15 or 20 minutes, and there were bloods taken and had a consultation with Dr. Rouhani, at which he showed me an example of the new joint that I would be getting and explained in detail what the surgery would involve, the risks, everything that I needed to know. The day of the surgery, everything went according to plan. I was taken in the morning as I was told I would be taken. In fact, in the afternoon, I was back in my hospital room, my private room. Dr. Rouhani appeared and had me up out of bed taking a few steps, just a matter of hours after the surgery. The aftercare was exemplary. The first 24 hours I was checked every 4 hours. There were ice packs. I had anti-deep vein thrombosis injections on a daily basis, which in fact continued for a month. The first day I was walking with a walker, but the second day I was on 2 elbow crutches, and then one of them was taken away. By I think the 4th day or the 3rd day even, I was going up and down stairs. The care was excellent. I was moving more and more each day and gradually gaining in confidence too about moving. So after 5 days, I was brought back to the residence in a private ambulance and spent another 10 days in the residence recuperating before flying home to Scotland. Because I'd had morning surgery, a nurse came in every morning to give me the DVT, anti-DVT injection and change dressings as and when necessary. The wound is healing very well. It's very neat, and I think there will be no scarring at all within a year or 2. Everything went so well. I was delighted with the whole business. I should emphasise one of the immediate benefits of the surgery was the fact that the joint pain disappeared overnight, and such a joy to be free of that pain, because I had had pain in the hip, but also the knee and the calf and the back, which was just unrelenting. And it was such a joy to get out from under that pain. The prospect of another 2 to 3 years waiting on an NHS waiting list I'm just so glad I chose to avoid that. I was very impressed with the package that we were offered, and I would certainly recommend travelling with Elite Surgery abroad for either hip or knee surgery, because it's just wonderful to get away from that pain. So if you find yourself in the position I was in, with the prospect of 2 to 3 years of increasing pain and decreasing mobility ahead of you, the package, which was clearly laid out, 5 days in hospital followed by 10 days in the residence with a nurse and physio coming in daily, the follow-up care back in the UK, the cost, the fact that it was 30% cheaper than going private in the UK, and the fact that it could be arranged so quickly. I have been absolutely delighted with the package as it has played out. Everything has worked.